All right, welcome back, Coach Micheal Burt. You guys thought I was finished if you've been watching my Facebook feed. Like, you thought I was going to stop after just one podcast, didn't you? Well, you were wrong, okay? Because I'm going to keep going and keep going and keep going. Actually, I've got a new podcast out called The $1 Million Coach. I'm very excited about this podcast because I've spent the last 18 years of my life. I spent the last 28 years of my life since I was 15 years old coaching. The last 18 years of my life, I have spent speaking, coaching, training, leading, writing books. I've written 16 books, 17 is coming out. I have coached and spoken on some of the biggest stages in the world. I am just now hitting a big burst of momentum as I go national and international. And so I started having these coaching summits, the $1 Million Coaching Summits, which is where people come to me, typically 50 at a time, and we coach them in how to speak, how to coach, how to train, how to lead. So I'm like, man, it's going to be a big part of my product suite in 2021. I'm doing 2 this year. And so I want a podcast on this called The $1 Million Coach. I want to help you earn over $1 million a year, right? Personally, as a coach. Okay? So when you think about this, there's so many people out there in the world. 81% of Americans say they have a book in them. That's 200 million Americans. That means they have a message they want to share. Problem is, you got a song to sing, but you don't know how to write it, and you don't know how to sing it, and you don't know how to position it, and you don't know how to package it, and you don't know how to sell it. So the premise of this show is to share with you the strategies and tactics that I use to build $1 million coaching company. Okay, so if you're out there and you're watching the show, I believe if everybody in life should write a book. Number one. Every person has been through unique experiences, had unique breakdowns, unique breakthroughs, unique deals. Like, you have a message to share. The problem is maybe you don't know how to do it. That's why I create a publishing division that writes the book for you. I'm creating a speaking division to help you get on stages, like we know how to get on stages. A publicity division, help you get publicity. A productions division, help you package your content. Okay? So each week I tackle a topic of interest that I believe will help you speak, coach, train, lead, because I've been doing this. Really started speaking at 15 years old when I was in high school, then revisited the speaking at 25 when I wrote my first book. I'm 43 years old. So for the last 18 years, that's all I've been doing. All this leads up to the $1 Million Coaching Summit I'm doing July 9th through the 11th or September 30th through October 2nd out in my lodge in Christiana, Tennessee. And I break this whole thing down. And the people who go through it, I teach them how to speak. Not necessarily speak in front of an audience. I teach them how to come up with the message, how to get on stage, how to package your content, how to put it into a book, how to turn it into a podcast. So today's show is on a killer topic called How to Position by Concept. Brian Keach, Jason Connor, Will Webb. How do you position by concept? And this is so important because my very first business coach taught me this concept. And man, it has been so powerful for me. He said, Micheal, before you become famous, before you become known, before anybody will pay just to come see you, you need to create incredible concepts that people would be attracted to. Okay? Before you become famous, create concepts that people would become attracted to. Killer concepts. These are mental constructs. A mental construct is like a concept that a person would gravitate toward. And I'm going to give you some examples of some great concepts out there today. So these concepts should solve a problem for another person. Like, one of my biggest concepts is person of interest. A person of interest is how you become famous. Okay, and I'll show you what problem that solves. It solves the problem of when I become famous, people call me. When I'm obscure, I have to call them. Solves a big problem. So just remember, as you're creating your concept and you're positioning by concept, you are creating a concept that would solve a problem for a niche of people or for a large number of people. The concept should be able to be a talk, a training, a coaching event, or a series. Everybody see that? And I'm going to give you some examples in just a second of a concept I'm coming out with, a new concept I have called Flip the Switch. Flip the Switch is the new book I'm writing about Prey Drive. How to activate the prey drive in you for massive success. That's the subtitle of the book. Well, so the example of that, flip the switch, is the concept. Why? Because it's It's like a light switch flipping on in a person. It was off and now it's on. It was dead and now it's alive. It's a low gear. It's finding another gear. Is that not what everybody wants to do for their employees? Flip the switch? Is that not what everybody wants to do for their kids? Flip the switch? Is that not what you want to do for yourself? Flip the switch? So we went through extensive meetings to come to that concept. We tested it. We had all these concepts, and I said, man, what I'm really doing for people is I'm flipping that switch. And so now I take the flip the switch, I write a book on it, and I'll show you at the coaching summit or the 4-week mentoring program I'm going to release today. I've got a 4-week mentoring program where I mentor you for 4 weeks for $9.97, and I show you how to get a national publishing deal. If you've ever wanted to write a book and your book be in Barnes & Nobles, right, airports, if you want to write a book well, you got to know some things, man. There's a game. You got to understand the rules of engagement. You got to understand how the game works. So I take a concept like flip the switch, okay, Owen Schrock, and I turn it into a book first. It's typically my motto. I then turn it into a talk, a speech I can give on how to flip the switch. I then turn it into a boot camp. I then turn it into a coaching series. I then turn it into a 6-figure coaching agreement. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come into your company, and I'm going to flip the switch in all of your people. And we're going to get 4 more. They're going to be more focused, more equipped. They're going to make more money. They're going to have more energy after old Coach Burt comes in and flips that switch in them. Because Coach has got a unique methodology in flipping that switch. So when you think about this example of flip the switch, that is a concept. It's a mental construct. But you can't just say that's it. You got to have some meat on the bone. So the book has like 18 chapters. And I get into this concept of how do I flip people's switches? What is the psychology behind it? What are the 6 activators? How does it help you find your purpose through flipping the switch? Like I get into all of these factors of flipping the switch. And I actually give people kind of an inside skinny on how I do it as a coach. What methodology do I use? How do I implant thunderbolts in a team to wake a person up? How do I get a person to a higher frequency? Now, so that's one example. Flip the switch. Book, talk, boot camp, 6-figure coaching assignment for a company, or a series. Okay, now let me give you another example before I go to break. Because today on $1 Million Coach, we're talking about how to position by concept. If you want to speak, coach, train, lead, you can't have a concept that sucks, right? Many people, they got this concept, but it ain't sexy enough. It's not strong enough. You need a killer concept. Like people are attracted, boom, to that concept. Second one is person of interest. Person of interest is an incredible concept. And when you think about this book, Person of Interest, this is a book I wrote. Became one of the best-selling books, one of my best-selling books. But then it becomes a workshop, a boot camp, a series, a speaking topic, right? Lots of people want to become people of interest. Like last week, I was doing a big deal for Emeritus, which is a big financial firm, and they said, man, we love that concept, person of interest. Yesterday for Loan Depot, I was teaching their people how to be people of interest. Once you become a person of interest, Dale Childress, what it solves for you is you are now in demand. You're famous. You're known. You're renowned. Your phone is ringing. Your schedule is booked. So I break this concept down into 7 ingredients of people of interest. Here's what I would do. Write a book, start a podcast, go on a speaking tour, do showcase event, form strategic partnerships. Boom. This is how you become a person of interest. Okay? Get yourself a jet, you'll definitely become a person of interest. Because I guarantee you put people on that, they know you ain't playing. Okay? They know you're not playing. Now, here's my point. These are incredible concepts. Okay? Problem this book solves, this program solves, chasing leads sucks. Becoming famous and known based on a belief that the more known you are, the more opportunity you get. Okay? Now, I know you're out there and you're thinking, man, I don't know how to do this. Okay? You may think, I don't know how to position by concept. My concepts are not strong enough. Like, I need help. Okay? I'm offering a 4-week mentoring program starting June 22nd. I'm taking 10 people. It's $9.97. I'm going to mentor you through these concepts that I have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to get, right? If you want me to be your coach for just 4 weeks, if you can't pony up to come to the coaching summit that's $5,000 and you're thinking, man, I just want to be mentored by coach for 4 weeks. I'm taking 10 people at $997 and I will mentor you through these, how to create a concept, how to get on a stage, how to charge for your speaking, how do you turn into a training program, how to take a book and make money with it 12 different ways. That is the concept behind $1 Million Mentoring. Is I'm a $1 million coach. I'm going to show you how to be a $1 million coach. I'm going to show you how to take what's in your brain and make money with it. We come back in segment number 2. I'm going to talk about 5 great concepts. And I would love for you to post, what do you think are your greatest concepts? I'm Coach Micheal Burt. You're watching a brand new podcast called The $1 Million Coach. Hi, I'm Coach Micheal Burt. To get a free copy of my book, Inside the Mind of a Monster, text 678-506-7543. Text to get a copy of my book, Inside the Mind of a Monster, and I'm going to turn you into a legendary creature. Welcome back. The $1 Million Coach. Brand new podcast. I got out 2 episodes, right? 2 episodes. You can go to Super Coach, Jack. Is that right where they find these? Go to Super Coach on iTunes. That's where all of my podcasts are. I'm doing a new podcast called Flip the Switch, $1 Million Coach. I got Persons of Interest. I got all Monster Producer, right? Like I got all kinds of podcasts. Every week I'm sharing coaching and giving it away to you. Okay, when you think about this concept of $1 Million Coach, today we're talking about how you position by concept. How you come up with the concept and turn it into a program. Like I came up with the concept of $1 Million Coaching Summit. 2.5 days with me. I teach you how to speak. I teach you how to coach. I teach you how to train. Teach you how to lead. Teach you how to write books. Teach you how to do online academies. Teach you how to make millions of dollars sharing a message. Well, if you can't do that, $5,000, come spend 4 weeks with me. Called $1 Million Mentoring. 4 weeks with me. How to use your message to the market. That's a construct. Okay, Flip the Switch is a construct. So, my first business coach taught me to position by concept. Before you become famous, create great concepts. Mark LeBlanc was his name. Great guy. Started a business called Small Business Success. Great guy. Came into my life at a very important time. Taught me this concept. Now, here's some great concepts, Jack. Atomic habits. That's a great concept. Right? Atomic habits. These are habits that'll blow your life up. Incredible concept. The 7 habits of highly effective people. This is what the most successful people in the world do, John Dalton. If you want to be successful, you got to do these 7 things. Becky Stiles. Here's one of the all-time great mental constructs. Good to great. How many people in the world are trying to go from good to great? Next one. 5 dysfunctions of teams. How many teams have you been on in life that were dysfunctional? All of them. Here's a new one that's out. The $1 Trillion Coach. Boom. This was about, was it George Campbell, who coached Steve Jobs, the boys at Google. He's coached every major player in Silicon Valley. The people he coached have produced over $1 trillion. The $1 Trillion Coach. That is a great concept. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is many years ago, I co-authored a book called Zebras and Cheetahs. Do you know that to this day, there was a guy called in yesterday and said, man, I saw Coach Burt 7 years ago. He had this crazy zebra print jacket on. He remembered that jacket, but we had such a hard time selling that book. Why? It's too complicated. Like I thought we should have just called the book Look Different and Run Faster. We got all cute and we called it Zebras and Cheetahs because a zebra looks different than every other animal in the animal kingdom. A cheetah runs faster. I thought, man, this is going to be incredible. We're going to teach people how to look different and run faster. Everybody in the world say that's necessary. I'm in a commoditized industry. I'm selling insurance. I'm selling mortgages. I'm selling this. I'm selling this. I need to learn how to stand out like a zebra. I write the book Zebras and Cheetahs. I'd be dang, we can't sell that book. I used to go to the airport when I was flying out, and I would stand in Barnes & Nobles or Hudson Booksellers. That's what it was. And I would see my book, Zebras and Cheetahs, and I would just see if people picked it up and looked at it. And they would just look at it like, is it a kid's book? because the front cover had like a half zebra and half cheetah, right? It's like a chibra. And people would look at it and they would get confused. Like, what is the book about? The subtitle said how to look different, run faster, and stay agile. That's what the subtitle was. That should have been the title, right? The reason we're not calling Pray Drive is because too many people don't understand it. So what do? Flip the switch. How to activate the Pray Drive in you for massive success. Everybody see that? So some of you have a good concept, but you don't know how to market it. You don't understand how to get attention for it. You don't know how to package the concept. You don't know how to package a concept into a $1 million idea. Monster Producer is a concept that will do $1 million a year, guys. Okay, it's already done 600 or 700,000 this year, and it's June. That is a strong concept. Branded correctly with the mugs and the books and the things can make $1 million a year. Could make 10 million, maybe. So you may be out there today and you're listening to this show, $1 Million Coach, and go, man, I got a concept, but I just don't know, Coach. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to go. Yeah, I really want to encourage you, if you're interested in joining my $1 Million Mentoring for 4 weeks, I'm going to mentor 10 people on how to create a message, package the message, sell the message. All you got to do, Eric White's in here. You can reach out to him. You can DM me. I'm not doing it unless I get 10 people. If I get 9 people, I'm not doing it. Okay? And so, but I want to take everything I've learned the last 18 to 20 years, and I want to get you into something where I can help you perform at a higher frequency. So if you're out there, you may not think you can do it. You may not know how to do it. May take you a long time to figure it out. You don't need to waste time, man. Let me help you break this down. Let me help you get a concept across the finish line. Let me help you make money with the concept, because the better the concept, the more money you're going to make. You've been listening to the $1 Million Coach, new podcast, brand new podcast I got out, guys. Today's concept, position by concept. If you're out listening to the podcast and you didn't see the live show, no worries. You can watch it on YouTube, iTunes. We're working to get it on every single thing you can get it on. If you want to be in the mentoring program or come to the coaching summit, reach out to me at coach@coachburt.com or DM me on any of the social media, and I will get you in, because I want to teach you how to make millions of dollars with the message. I'm Coach Micheal Burt, and this is the $1 Million Coach.
I came out to Coach Burt's boot camp because it's about growth. It's about growing yourself. Even though I'm a coach to few people, the coach needs a coach.
I really enjoyed the boot camp. I've been a part of Monster Producers for about 6 months now. Definitely increased my income, learned a lot. I recommend it to everybody.
I think everyone needs a coach in their life, and Coach Burt has definitely activated my Pray Drive. We believe that Coach Burt is an amazing influence into your life. Everyone needs to have a coach in their life, guys.
Since the time I started with Coach Burt, my practice is up on average about 67% a year. The last year was just over 99% as I finally took the time to fully implement everything. And so anybody that is really looking to get a boost, or maybe feel like you've started to plateau in some way but want that little extra boost of energy, or Pray Drive as Coach calls it, it's a great opportunity to either get down here in Tennessee in the lodge and spend some time with him, or hop on the coaching program and do it remotely like I do, and I'm pretty sure you're going to see the same increase we all are.